All right, what's up, YouTube? Bam, and welcome to another edition of Will King's Vids, Clown Car Posse Lulzfest. All right, now I kind of broke my own rules here in engaging with in a hangout on Antonio Fletcher's with G-Man, Ken Jones, and Antonio, but I thought they needed a little help understanding how secularization works, so I sort of did that on Secular Humanist Bring It. So here's a couple of excerpts based on that, just so y'all can see how it went. I'm not going to cover every little bit, but I am going to go over some specific points.
You can say that. You can say that. All right. Increased human flourishing. Now, let me put this scenario forth to you. Let's say we end up we're in a world like a post-apocalyptic world, and it's pretty much a dog-eat-dog world that we're dealing with. Now, in a Christian world, for example, it says we shall not steal. So that is always consistent in all places and all times.
Yeah, let me just give some context. For the large part, they basically just gave us like what if scenarios and hypotheticals and stuff like that about how secular morality would play out, like as opposed to focusing on like secularization in general and anything like that. So it sort of went back and forth, but the lulls it gets even more crazier just down the line.
Christian standpoint, the world after our modern civilization is like recently just fallen or collapsed due to some cataclysmic event. But that's thing to do, at least in my mind, is to establish some type of society of which, you know, like individuals can group back together and, you know, utilize the resources and skills to better survive the changing environment, you know, because
yeah, so that's basically what my response is. And I don't know, I was really fucked up at this point, so I mean, I honestly just didn't care about what they had to say. So moving on.
A group of people who believe another thing, like you got a group of people who believe that it's not right to steal other people's stuff that doesn't belong to them, but you got this group of people over here who do whatever it takes to survive and steal from other groups of people they come across. How would secularism determine?
Yeah, so this was a dumbass question because secularism really doesn't say anything about this. I mean, these guys really don't understand it, so I had to go into like the biology of like organisms that go against the whole of the species, against over those who do and are more altruistic.
Of the herd, right, of the group. So those people are obviously going to be weeded out over people that are actually more empathetic, you know, more altruistic, more willing to sacrifice and stuff like that, over those who will be more greedy and listening to their selfish dreams. So that's more or less the biological reasoning for it. You said some.
Okay, that's when G-Tard gets angsty.
Of empathy. Where would that arise in such a world? Because it seems like it's pretty much arbitrary. Like, where is that person coming from? The group of people we're talking about here, for example, that's trying to steal. Yes, I would say that. Like, where is that person coming from? The group of people we're talking. You got another group that don't.
Yeah, basically my answer was similarly situated individuals. So that was my answer to that statement. Okay, let's get to the part where G-Tard steps in.
If you're trying to talk, brother Ken, we can't hear you, man.
Okay, Ken.
Sorry about that. I have a little lag on my screen with the buttons that where you mute and unmute and that matter of thing. But Yeah, now to this whole matter of empathy and love, to empathy, and that's what Christianity teaches. Love, first of all, love for God with all your heart.
Yeah. Here's what Chick Ken Jones don't really get. Empathy is more of a. I mean, it's really just putting yourself in the place of other people, basically. Like would you want this to be done to you this way and that way and all that? I mean, it's really just the golden rule, which is a universal principle found in every philosophy and religion. So not really hard to get. Pretty fucking simple. But this motherfucker, he loved to preach. Anyway. And then
choose to whom that particular person's worldview is, to see how they can identify with that person. They're not showing me any empathy. They're not saying, well, G-Man's a Christian. Let me try to see it from his perspective. They're not saying, let me look at it from Ken or Antonio's or from
yeah, this motherfucker don't know how words are used, basically. So yeah, this fucking headache. Yeah, it's not really surprising how he doesn't get it.
Or from Christian anarchists or anybody like that from their worldview. They're looking at it strictly from their worldview, being selfish. That's all they care about. They'll look at other atheists and be empathetic towards certain atheists. But they're gonna pick and choose. Whereas a Christian,
yeah, apparently in his dumbass mind, empathy means agreeing with someone. Never mind how they treat one another. Like you have to agree with them in order to be empathetic. Fuck me, Jesus Christ, and Lucifer and all those characters.
is blatantly commanded. Love your neighbor and love your enemy the way I have loved you. Love your neighbor the way I have loved you. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And love your enemy. If he's hungry, give him something to eat. If he's thirsty, give him something. That's all I wanted to say. Okay.
I actually wanted to say something.
Okay. Okay. Where the fuck was that one bit? Because I don't want to go towards this like all day and shit. Yeah, let me just.
Man, after I asked G-Man this question, Christian anarchists is talking in the debate that who and him were kind of.
Okay, so moving on.
My point is, we exist as a social species. We need other people in order to survive. I mean, it doesn't matter like how strong you are, how smart you are. Without anyone else, you're gonna have a harder time living than without other people around you. Okay, so you're gonna need that. You're gonna need to be empathetic. You're gonna need to be altruistic. Otherwise, you're probably not gonna live to see the next day. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So, if you go around stealing, killing, doing all this stuff that obviously doesn't increase human flourishing, you're probably not going to see those individuals or even that society last very long. So that's why these things are frowned upon. That's why these things are neglected from the humanist viewpoint. That's why we focus on the actual needs and interests of the individual, and measuring that through experience. How can we extend that to other people? That's the way I look at it. I think that's pretty universal. I think we all have that regardless of religion or not. And I think we actually need to focus on how.
Eloquent as fuck, dude. I don't know who that is. Anyway.
Country. Was there a question that somebody wanted to ask me before King said what he was going to say?
No, I didn't have anything. So we can go.
Okay. Well, again, I'm going to stick by with what I said earlier regarding empathy. Empathy, which is not practiced in the secular community. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Yeah, because empathy, according to this dumbass, means agreeing with them.
And I got a YouTube channel to prove it's not practiced. In the sense that they're trying to help me flourish. They're not trying to help me flourish into anything.
Wow. Jesus Christ. It's hard to believe this fucker addresses himself in the morning. Anyway.
On my YouTube channel. And I got a YouTube channel to prove it. Nor do I think they're trying to help Christianity flourish, and I'll prove it. Hey, Wolf King, do you believe that Christianity helps society or hurts society?
Now, okay, now this is a really ridiculous question, and I'll actually stay right now. He's asking me, do I think it helps society or hurts society? I really don't give a damn whether or not religion actually exists as a concept in society. Honestly, I'm really indifferent to that. And Ken was actually the only one who was actually smart enough to pick up on that. I mean, as long as it's not being forced upon by another person, it's fine for some people to have religious beliefs and express that in the public sphere if they would like. But that's my position as an apatheist. But to this motherfucker, like he wasn't interested in the answer that I gave.
It really depends on the context.
Do you believe going out there and preaching to people and warning people that an impending judgment is coming to this world if they don't repent?
I know that position is like a lot of people have the anti-theist position. I mean, I really don't have like statistics on how many people in the non-religious circles are anti-theist or not. I really can't speak with them. I'm an apatheist. I'm not really interested in people like when they actually like ascribe the beliefs rather than explain why they hold them. It's really whether or not the religion. I mean, if a person has this religion and expresses it like personally for themselves, I mean, that's fine. They can have it just as long as they don't like force it on anyone else that doesn't want it. That's why a secular government and everything like that to actually keep an equal playing field for human rights.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking you this is, do me a favor. I want you to look at it from a Christian perspective. Because you claim that empathy is
Yeah, because I have to agree with this dumbass point in order to have empathy for him. So, okay.
It's the best way to go. Go to the secular morality, right? I'm saying love is, right? I would like for you to use your empathy right now for Christianity and explain to everyone why Christianity is not harmful to society.
I don't think I really I really gave a did I give a position on whether or not it was harmful to society? Yeah,
What do we tell people, Wolfgang? What do we say, Wolfgang? We tell people to repent of their sins and come to Jesus Christ, right? That's what we tell people. We tell people to turn from their sins and to come to Jesus Christ, right? Is that society or helping society? And I know it's one or the other, and I would appreciate it if you give me a direct answer.
Okay, fine. Give me a second. I need to get a question for it. I'll be right back.
Y'all see that? You guys see what's going on here? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I know it's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to switch laptops because my other one was kind of failing on me.
I don't know what happened to Wolfgang. All I know is this, all right? Is that I asked a direct question regarding him.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous question, kind of
Just
stupid.
ignore it. I mean, that's just how it works. I mean, you guys got the right to preach that if you want. It doesn't mean it's going to really get all that far.
Well, number one, I didn't ask you about public policy. Number two, there is a very biblical answer as to why society is leaning more towards an anti-Christian society. There's biblical answers to that. And number three, again,
I don't know if he's snacking on chips or typing on the keyboard. I really don't even know what the fuck that is.
what you just said here
Wait, what did he try to ask me?
come down to basically the idea that Christians are just trying to get into other people's lives and dictate their lives. So wouldn't you necessarily think that would be harmful to society in general?
I mean, the way I see it is like you got a marketplace of ideas, right? And the public sphere is actually how you disseminate those ideas. If you just look at the reality of what the reports and statistics are saying, but just the hard data, like Christians are just losing on social issues because like the criteria that you guys are using, which is like your holy book and religious faith and all that stuff, that pales in comparison to like science and reason and all that other stuff. So for the most part, you guys have sort of lost on social issues. If you still want to like condemn people for living their lives their own way, being like devout to some 2,000-year-old religion, I mean that's fine. I mean that's in the First Amendment, but don't expect to be able to influence public policy through that, and then get mad at the fact when it's just ignored. I mean that's just how it works. I mean,
okay, that's my answer.
The people who disagree with me as well, and we're told how to love these people who disagree with me, how to love my enemies, and it's superior to empathy because a person can show empathy to whoever they want. But if you're commanded to love everybody, then you have to love everybody. If you went and do
Okay, that's gibberish.
it to yourself, you wouldn't do it to somebody else. If you would do it for yourself, you would do it for another person. That's what I'm talking about. Christian morality is superior.
Okay, let's just move on because.
But Jade, if you want to come in here, Jade, and make the arguments that you're making.
Okay. He said something funny near this.
Great ideals for that society. The problem is, anytime that mindset was tried out, it just never worked. You know, like it was way.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's just.
Yeah.
No, I'm still here. I'm actually.
Yeah, it's got race, but okay.
I thought Wolfgang was just about to respond.
Yeah, I just came in. I heard you guys talking a little bit about societies with, a society without religion and stuff. Has anybody ever brought up the common argument about Sweden and Denmark, how they're so-called non-religious?
If you have him on your G plus list or something.
Yeah, okay, so that was brought up. Yeah, you should hear that.
I didn't say that. I said religion is declining as an influence in society.
No, that's wrong. That's exactly the point I was gonna make.
Yeah, that should trigger them.
That's absolutely incorrect because.
Well, ask them to define what religion is, because 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, that and then they got to play word games. It's just silly as fuck.
When the atheists are talking about religion, they're talking about Christianity.
Yeah,
and that's their code for Christianity. That's where they say religion. Because if he really meant that, then he should be able to tell me how Luciferianism is not affecting our society today. And I would love to hear how it's not affecting our society. As a matter of fact, Wolfgang, tell me how Luciferianism is not affecting society. I'm curious.
That's a great question.
Luciferianism is a religion.
You're talking about? Are you talking about what I believe in, or like what someone else?
You're not a Luciferian. I don't think you are. Actually, you probably are. But I'm asking you, you're saying that religion is having an influence over our society. Let's take America and America only, right? Explain to me how Luciferianism is not. A matter of fact, how about we use three of them? Luciferianism, the New Age movement, or Satanism. Explain to me how the three of them are not affecting our society today.
So I did use one of my views, and here's my answer.
We'll love to hear that.
Well, I mean, there's no law saying we have to respect them, so
they can do it in stealth. They don't have to tell you that.
And then he comes out with some bullshit conspiracy, which is fucking ridiculous.
Okay, you asked me about like how is it not being influenced in society? I'm saying that there's no law that says you have to respect them. I mean, now if we were living in a society where it said that you have to respect those beliefs and and say that they're amazing and like the only ones that are true, I agree with you. But we're not seeing a society like that. So, I mean, if that's what you think, if that's what you believe, I mean, like that's fine. I really don't see how that's an issue for anyone else.
No, I'm going by your claim, Wolfie. You made a mistake. You said that religion was not affected, and literally shut me up, because I'm actually going in the media saying that atheism is a religion. If the atheists are so confident that atheism is not a religion, take me to court, sue me.
Yeah. If you had anything, yeah, you should be sued. What the fuck are you talking about?
They're going to sue me. And one top ass, I'll tell them what the Supreme Court says.
Yeah, I'm not making this up with this atheist church thing. Nobody's making this up at all.
Saying you are, I'm not even saying you are. I believe you in that. I mean, like it's atheism is protected under the First Amendment. It's I mean, as a result, you have various groups and churches and things coming out as a result for like inclusiveness, education, or parity. So it's not really all that surprising. I mean, I even noted one with the Satanic Temple. Having those after school Satan clubs where they could learn science and free thought and stuff like that, and not religion or where they have Bible class and stuff like that.
Satanism is religion. That's what you understand. Satanism is religion.
Just let me finish because it'll make it all clear. The reason that
yeah, sure, just no supernatural shit, I suppose. But yeah.
That's dumb. You're letting other groups in or no groups at all. Like you have that for the sake of separation of church and state. That's the only time I actually get involved in these discussions. Usually when the separation of church and state has been invoked as an issue. That's the thing that's being maintained in society. Through this through Satan's actually rising, not anything else. Like
the separation of churches only involves Christianity. Listen, Wolfgang.
Yeah. He projects his focus on Christianity on everyone else for some weird ass reason. It's kind of ridiculous, but whatever.
You need to pay attention to this again. The separation of church and state involves Christianity and the state. How does the separation of church and state deal with Islam, Satanism, Buddhism, or any of those other isms that's out there? Listen to what's coming out of your mouth right now. You're talking about the separation of church and state.
Well, the crazy thing is that what Gary doesn't understand is that there is no state religion. He's projecting his understanding, his belief of Christianity on everyone else, and then trying to use that to make a point, and it's ridiculous.
That deals with the church and Christianity. I'm sorry, with the state and Christianity. We're talking about other religions that you are claiming don't influence our society, and that is not true.
No.
Wow, what a dumb point.
As all religion and state.
Hold on. Yeah, let me just. Yeah, Matthew is correct in that. But here's the thing: you have freedom of religion.
The bottom line is nobody's anti-Luciferianism in this society.
Hold on, it's fine. But there's no state religion though. Okay, anyone has the freedom of religion to be whatever group they want to be, religious or not religious. I mean, that's their choice. I mean, it's not really enforced by the government. I mean, it's equal rights to given. I mean, and so there's no problem with that.
How do you know that Obama, with the policies that he's passing right now, how do you know that Obama is not being influenced by a religion to make these policies?
What a dumb fuck.
Well, he's not making a religious decision about a policy that he's making. How do you know that for certain?
Because by law, he swore to uphold the Constitution first and foremost.
Okay, I'm gonna help just like you. Okay, do you honestly?
I mean, it's just pure insanity over and over and over again. Yeah, and if you think that got worse, just keep hearing it.
People practice the law. Are you serious? Is that clueless? Do you know the history behind the Washington Monument?
Oh my God! See, this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for.
Over this, I mean, like it's obvious that's obviously a dedication to George Washington. I mean, that's why it's called the Washington Monument.
No, it's not a dedication to George Washington. It is an obelisk. It is an obelisk. It is an Egyptian god.
No. That's a structure that existed in Egypt and in Rome, actually. And it's just.
It is actually an obelisk, man. There's like no dispute about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, no one denies that it's an obelisk. We were arguing the dedication over it, like most rational thinking people, accept that it's a monument for George Washington and his great political and military skills. And here's what G-Man thinks.
middle of the they have it as a Washington Monument. If you go into the UN, for example, you'll see that they have
Yep, that's what G-Man said. That's what G-Man thinks. G-Man thinks that it is a sex organ. It's a dick, basically.
No. That's a structure that existed in Egypt and Rome, actually, and it's just.
It is actually
the UN, for example, you'll see that they have I want to say a religious.
No. That's a structure that exists.
The UN, for example, you'll see that they have I want to say a religious. What is that? A chapel, and in that chapel, they're praying to like multiple gods in there and whatnot. That is affecting policy every single day. I mean, Hillary Clinton claims she's talking to dead people, and you guys are about to put her in office.
Well, I don't really like Hillary, so please don't lump me with people that agree with Hillary. I don't like her. I want Sanders. But going back to what you said, I mean, listen, you think that the Washington Monument looks like a penis? That's you. Okay, that kind of reminds me of that Family Guy episode, but that's like, I digress.
Nice.
I mean,
Can we get a screen share from somebody here so we can educate Wolf on that obelisk and how many different times in history that symbol was represented a god?
I mean, dude, all you're saying is
never research it before. Well, okay, you never research it before. You can go on Google and you can actually research what an obelisk is. You won't do that because you probably think it's going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something. So can somebody go to Google here?
Honestly, who cares?
Yeah, so apparently in his mind, I mean, it's ridiculous because I remember in my art history class, I was actually looking that up. I mean, of course, it's an ancient African structure, and here's the thing: in his mind, it's hard for him to grasp, right? It's hard that an ancient civilization could influence a later civilization in terms of the architecture of the time. I mean, it's crazy, right? People of the modern age can't look at like earlier structures of the ancient ones. Can't say that, hey, what they had was pretty awesome, and so let's use that for our civilization to show that we've learned something from that previous generation. That's mind-boggling to this fuck. Wow, holy shit.
Beyond all the Illuminati type crap, I actually used to like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Good show, and a card game, but I mean, dude. I get that that's an ancient obelisk, but all that's being done here is like it's ancient architecture that has influenced the later civilization. That's not something extraordinary.
Okay, you are gullible. You need to research something other than Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Listen, bro, you're always going to remain limited and be in this little box if you believe those are the only three religions.
Yeah, and the only thing he can actually come back with instead of evidence is chalk and shit, because I mean, like that's basically what this guy got. A bunch of crazy lunacy and some sad ass smack talk. It's sad.
In the world, like that symbol you have right now. You claim to be an atheist, but you should see what's behind you right there. You know what I mean? Your symbol alone represents a religion. It's Luciferianism, my friend. You don't even know it.
Well, I did say I was a Satanist.
It's like a triangle.
Yeah, it's a triangle. Oh yeah, in religion, triangles don't mean anything.
Really against evolution in Congress. And he was using the
okay, let's see. Can I have some?
The claim right now is that George Clooney is a Christian.
Because Matthew won't test the claim of George W. Bush.
I showed you.
Okay, is there anything else besides this?
That there are black holes is not because of science. It's because you personally believe this because some.
Okay, anything else?
Skull and crossbones.
So what?
I have
It's actually skull and bones, by the way, Antonio. I'm just
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's a false analogy. I mean, the country, how it exists, at least in terms of the government, how the laws are weighed. I mean, like, it's pretty much a place for religious people in order to express their views openly in the public sphere. And anytime, I mean, if another religion, or if there's some entertainment out there, or there's some good music and stuff like that,
I mean, it really just sounds like anytime something like is popular and stuff like that.
Kill JFK.
Hold on, just let me finish.
Harvey Oswald killed JFK.
For a long time, dude. I just want
thing that your college professors tell you, man. Billy Harvey
Oh, his dumbass came out with another conspiracy theory.
Oswald killed JFK.
Yeah, please.
Let him finish this point, and then you can ask him the question, G, man.
All right, good. Yeah, it really, anytime that entertainment or any stuff like that is brought up that doesn't like glorify Christianity, I mean, you label that as something bad, like Satan and stuff like that. And honestly, I mean that's not really a big issue. It's sort of a non-issue. I mean, like that just. I mean, we're a capitalist society, so stuff that's popular amongst people, I mean, that flourishes. I mean, that's not really, uncommon. You know, there are simpler explanations to these things rather than assuming that there's some dark malevolent force out there to destroy you. Because within the West, you're pretty safe. The advances we made.
Exactly. You there, Becco?
Yep.
Do me a favor and timestamp the last 10 minutes of this hangout for me, please.
Yeah, I think he has something dumb like, does Vecco have to pay his tax or something? He was just asking random questions all over the place. I think this dude got ADHD or something.
Now, what question did you want to ask?
How you sound right now, Will King? Can you do me a favor and just somebody timestamp the last 10 minutes of what was just talked about here for me, please?
I don't know how to.
Yeah, Antonio.
You've been on for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's only been about
I need the timestamp for this so I can make a video response to what Wolf King is saying. Because Wolf King is basically saying that whatever he was taught in school was true. No.
Yeah. Never mind what reality says. Yeah, and basically education is a bad thing for some weird ass reason, even though that's not what I said. But okay. More of this, I guess.
Okay, Billy Harvey Oswald killed JFK. Do you believe in the magic bullet theory, Wolf King?
Obviously, no.
Oh, okay, but that's what the books are teaching us.
Doesn't
Tell me something. It's the law. Listen. If Becco decided not to pay his income taxes tomorrow, right? Is he breaking the law? Yes or no?
Yeah, I had no idea what the fuck, what correlation to that. I mean, the dude was just rambling at this point. I mean, I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, let me just play the whole bullshit out.
What does this have to do with anything?
I'm asking you a question. I'm proving a point right now. If Becco made a decision tomorrow not to pay his income taxes,
I guess it would be.
Is he breaking the law? Yes or no?
He most likely is. Probably like they have to deal with like the penalty of not paying his.
Okay.
Ain't no most likely about it. Ain't no most likely about it. He's breaking the law.
Can you screen share for me the law that was ratified by that was passed by Congress? Can you show me the law that says that if Becco did not pay his income taxes tomorrow, that he's breaking a law? May I please see the law, please? Anybody that's watching in the live chat, I want to see the law where it says that if Becco doesn't.
Yeah, I literally, like, we were talking about like this country being secular, and then for some reason it got on all this crazy bullshit. Like, oh my god.
Income taxes that he's bringing a law, and by the way, but they make you pay income taxes, and I guess I guess they goofed with that one, huh? They ain't got no agenda with that, right?
To do with like what does that have to do with America being a secular country? What does that do to anything?
It has everything to do with what I'm arguing, that there are things going on behind the scenes that you are not aware of. Okay?
Okay, so he wasn't focused on the issue, so he was just going down a conspiratorial route. All right. Not surprising.
Number one, you have been lied to that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK. And if you do believe that, then you have to believe the magic bullet theory and all of the garbage on the Warren Commission. You will also have to ignore all of the evidence.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck brainwashed this guy. I really don't know who the fuck sat him down and told him all this crazy shit. I really don't, but I really feel bad for J-Man. I really feel bad for this guy. Like, because I was just listening to this shit. I was just wondering, like, I mean, it's funny. It's funny because the original response that I made about secularization being on the rise, his response was just a bunch of conspiratorial bullshit. Like the Washington Monument is a dick. You have to believe in the magic bullet theory, like to say that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK or for some fucking reason. Satanism is controlling this country, even though the movement is still progressing in its infancy. I mean, wow. Anyway.
There's a faulty witnesses that witnessed something different that were being killed, and then the people who would not testify for fear of their life. You would have to ignore a lot of things in order to argue that Lee Harvey Oswald was the lone assassin to kill JFK when history teaches that the mob put him there.
Listen, I gotta be honest. I really don't feel like you've actually provided real evidence for. I mean, you're going on from like Lee.
Wolf King, I have provided evidence, Wolf King. I have made my argument. Just because you don't understand where I'm going doesn't mean I'm not making a point. What I'm trying to help you see is this, okay? And don't believe everything that you see on TV. Just because somebody makes a claim to you and they say they're a Christian, don't necessarily believe it. Okay? Just because somebody tells you, don't necessarily believe it. Okay?
Anybody can go find that video. This happened live. This isn't made up.
I don't know the context of that situation, so I mean, and based on the nature of what you guys are saying, it really just sounds like conspiratorial. But honestly, like you've made a lot of assertions in this hangout regarding these events, and honestly, and tried to have me disprove them, and like you haven't really established
Yeah, so my audio is breaking out. I think that's because there was a lot of mics open or whatever. But yeah, all I was saying was to G-Man that he was making a lot of assertions that he hasn't really backed up, and a lot of them don't even make sense. They go on different tangents, and they're just a lot of gibberish. So yeah, none of it really proves that America isn't a secular country, at least as far as the laws are actually maintained through the Constitution, which is a secular document. But yeah, I really shouldn't be surprised at the insanity that the Clown Car Posse has to offer. But it was funny. It was funny, and probably some good material for TST. There was a little bit that I didn't get to with regard to yeah, there was just one other bit about apparently Ken Jones was talking about scenarios like, oh, if like everyone was gay in the country, or if everyone was gay in the world, like the human population would just become extinct. That typical dumbass argument, which obviously doesn't make sense. Gay people come from straight people, so and evolutionary biologists use that as a way of saying that that's sort of a constraint against the population, overrunning itself. That, and he tried to use something as evidence against the Scandinavian countries being like less corrupt or less crime ridden by saying that it's because there's no religion. Don't be fooled. There's always something bad going on there. He was just idly speculating on it. There wasn't really any evidence there. I know I broke my rules, guys, but yeah, it was Saturday and I was drunk, so I decided to take part in some mosey bullshit like that. But yep, there's that. G-Man and the Clown Car Posse, they don't know what it means to live in a secular country, but they whine, they bitch and moan about being persecuted in a first world country, first world problems, right? You don't have to learn anything about science or rationality or empiricism and still be a fucking retard. That's just one of the privileges you get. Not a right, but a privilege. But yeah, that being said, that's my video, guys. It's been Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Stop there to know, and hail Satan. Ow, 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 and goodbye. Thank you.